Hello everyone, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astrologist, and welcome to Star Codes, where today we're going to look deeply at the lovely Libra new moon on September 28th, 2019. It happens at 7:26 p.m. Universal Time London, 2:26 p.m. New York Eastern Time, and 11:26 a.m. West Coast LA time. And of course, you don't need to be a Libra to benefit from this forecast, because somewhere in your birth chart, you have Libra. It rules one of your houses and it will impact you just like everyone else. Now, if you happen to be a Libra or have Libra rising or Libra moon, then this will impact you even more. So it really helps to know your star code. Obviously, it helps to know where Libra is in your chart. And you can find that out at starcodeclass.com if you want to just go check that out. I teach you about your numerology code. I teach you about your astrology code. It's a really fun class, so go check that out at starcodeclass.com. Now, whereas the Pisces full moon earlier in September, the 12th and 13th, actually 13th and 14th, was filled with a lot of intensity, this Libra new moon is much more straightforward. Yes, there is some unpredictability because of a transit, a connection to Uranus, which is exact, and because the sun and moon are at 5 degrees Libra, which is the sign of exploration and adventure. However, there is not as much going on in terms of all these connections to different planets. So the lovely, lovely part of this new moon is that Venus, the planet that rules Libra, is an exact transiting sextile, 60 degrees to Jupiter. The two benefics in astrology are Venus and Jupiter. And this is happening on the day of the new moon. So wonderful, especially because it's happening at 17 degrees, the number of immortality, strength, courage, abundance. So there's a lot to cover in terms of a breakthrough experience that you're going to have at the end of the month after some incredible purging energy earlier in September. So what we're going to cover is how we're all shifting into a more playful, fun period with this Libra new moon, the impact of Venus, ruler of Libra, on love and romance especially, the exciting degree number that connects Venus to Jupiter, number 17, and how surprise is actually a big theme. So even though we have more simplicity, we still have unpredictability and breakthrough opportunities. And I will end with some wonderful tips on how to leverage the Libra new moon in your personal and professional life. So that's what we're covering today. So new moons begin a new cycle every month. And it's lovely because we get almost like a birthday present every month, a birthday meaning a new beginning. And with the sun and moon at 5 degrees in Libra, we are focusing more on relationships and bringing balance and justice into our life. So the first order of Libra is love. Libra love, 2 L's. There's romance, there's connection, there's intimacy, and there's bringing harmony into your relationships. And since the sun and moon will be at 5 degrees Libra, the number of freedom, being adventurous, being fearless, being resilient, having fun, being open to change, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you in your more close relationships, can be business or personal, to make some changes that are necessary in order to move forward in a new way. So there is this risk-taking element to this connection that I really like, because when you have a shift in an intimate relationship, it allows both of you to be more interdependent, because you're both seeking freedom with the number 5, and Libra is about justice. So you're finding a way to bring balance that allows both of you to just freely express yourself, have fun, and yet connect in a very intimate way. So intimacy doesn't mean codependency, and that's the big theme, or one of the big themes for this Libra new moon. So you'll start feeling, communicating, thinking in a more Libra way. And so in a sense, what will happen is teamwork, negotiation, collaboration will be on the table, healing codependency issues that we all have, right? We all get into that sort of needing confirmation or respect from others, and this is all meaningless. All that matters is how you feel about your decisions, and not to get engaged with what other people think about what you're doing, because that's when the codependency takes you down a road of victimization. So the big breakthrough here is that you can appreciate opposite viewpoints. You don't have to react to them. You don't have to see them as a judgment on you. Libra does rule the scales of justice, but that does not mean judgment, meaning in a negative way, judging others or feeling judged. So instead, you're appreciating those opposite viewpoints. You're being more tactful. You're giving support, and in turn, you're open to receive support. It's just as important to receive as it is to give. We have to have both. The ebb and flow of life is not just one direction. Now, with Libra, and also with the number 5, which can sometimes multitask or get distracted, you want to guard against indecision, being in a place where you just don't know where to turn. You're just going to sit there. The scales are balanced, and you're basically saying, well, I don't know. Should I go left? Should I go right? So walk forward. The same thing with codependency. Don't be dependent on anybody else before you make a move. This is a Libra new moon of movement. 5 and 3 are the 2 numbers of movement. So when there's a 5-degree lunation, we are meant to have a lot of flow, a fun energy. And it means exploring and getting feedback. It doesn't mean that everything you do is going to be exactly the connection that you're seeking, the positive forward momentum you're seeking. There's going to be feedback, and you're going to adjust, and that's what the number 5 does. It faces left and right, the actual number, if you look at it. So it is exploring many, many different ideas and opportunities. And so the other thing to guard against is getting into needless debates. Now, some debates are good because we're learning from each other and we're curious and we want to know how somebody feels. But needless debating, like being the devil's advocate kind of thing, where you're just debating for debating's sake kind of thing, you want to not get into that. It's just not a good time. Now, Venus is the ruler of Libra. Venus, the planet of beauty, of abundance, of elegance, of pleasure, love, decorating, grace. It's very peaceful. And so we have that element in play, which helps with taming the energy if it gets too rambunctious. Now, there is going to be some rambunctiousness. And the reason is that Uranus is forming an exact 150-degree connection called an inconjunct or quincunx to the sun and moon. Uranus is at 5 degrees Taurus. This new moon is at 5 degrees Libra. That's 150 degrees. And Uranus and the number 5 have exactly the same meaning. Breakthroughs, being spontaneous, going after opportunities, the unexpected, having freedom. I mean, Uranus sets you free and the number 5 sets you free. So there's a sense of really getting your self-confidence in a place where you have the ability to feel like you can explore any part of your life with freedom without, and this is the Libra energy, without feeling dependent on partners or friendships or other connections. Like you don't have to actually acquiesce to anyone in order to branch out and grow. And Uranus is just nudging you, and it's an invitation, but it's really nudging. It's saying, come on, use your intuition and go a new direction. Get those sudden downloads that Uranus is known for. I call it the Nikola Tesla planet, right? It's the Aquarius energy. It's the genius energy. And so it will allow you to take any tension or anxiousness that you may feel, because you may feel it with this 150-degree angle, And it's trying to tap into your inner genius, your creative side, your intuitive side, your inner resources that are yearning to be put into practice. So resisting that inner tension or resisting the change that, it's not change for change's sake. It really is transformational. It is revolutionary change. So resisting change will actually create more tension. So you want to go with the divine flow here. You want to be open to approaching any situations, any relationships from a new angle. And it may make the biggest difference in allowing your energy to flow again. So it's a great time here with this new moon to be very, very open in your way of thinking about things, in your way of adjusting to life, and in the way of how you listen, how you pay attention to that inner voice that is constantly there for you, right? We all have intuition. We all have the ability to tune in to that divine guidance and also to connect with our guides. And I'll go into that in a little bit. Now, Venus rules not only the 7th house Libra, but it rules the 2nd house Taurus. And 2nd house is about what you value, valuables, and the flow of money. So it's a fabulous time to really tune into your imagination right now because of the Uranus connection. You really want, and of course, Venus rules creativity. So you want your imagination to just go to new places. And if you allow the unusual, the inventiveness of the Uranus experience to inspire you at soul level, you will have some new ideas that will allow you to take a new approach to attracting abundance. So I want you to really tune into that. Let your genius express itself fully, because abundance is attracted to passion, passionate engagements, right? With what you really want to share with others, to serve them. Now, speaking of service, there's another aspect I need to tell you about, and that is that the new moon is exactly opposite to Chiron. And this is very powerful because Chiron recently entered Aries, and for the first time we're experiencing Chiron in Aries because Chiron was discovered when it was already in Taurus in 1977. So this is a very new healing energy that we're in for a few years as Chiron is in Aries. And with this new moon in Libra opposite Chiron, the ability to focus on healing and health, and especially through love, because Venus, ruler of Libra, governs love. Chiron is about healing through love. So the love part of the healing potential here is very, very strong. So loving more, loving deeper, being in a place of complete compassion and caring, but also love that sets boundaries, because we don't want it to be being in servitude. This is energy that needs to have a reason for being here. The Uranus part is like, okay, some unexpected things may happen, and you need to just go deeply within and see, well, how can I be of service in a way that really allows me to heal? So you really are in a place where there's going to be a lot of forward momentum in a very powerful way regarding self-healing. Now, Venus, ruler of Libra, is exactly sextile to Jupiter. And how exciting is that? Venus and Jupiter being the two benefics in astrology, Venus and Jupiter being both about joy and abundance. And they're at 17 degrees during this exact sextile, the number that instills strength and courage, leadership, gives you long-lasting results. This is very, very exciting because what you will focus on, whatever you focus on around this new moon, will have a lasting impact. So just keep that in mind. And it's fantastic news for love and romance as well. Harmony and balance in all relationships. It's lovely for celebration, for just throwing a party, for getting together and being social, and just having the joy of living on this planet, this beautiful, gorgeous planet, to celebrate that, right? So there's a generosity and there's an acceptance and there's a sharing that are really emphasized because Jupiter is so generous, is so grateful, and you just feel good, you feel cheerful, you feel optimistic, and you have a much more expansive and positive outlook on life. And so that will give you, again, the ability to expand financial growth. You want to definitely look at your surroundings and make sure that they are beautiful and decorate around this time. This is very, very exciting. It's also a great time to take a bit of a break. So if you can do that, this Libra new moon does happen on a Saturday, so it's a weekend. So if you could take a little bit of a vacation or 3-day weekend, that also would be a lovely thing to do. To top things off, Venus, ruler of Libra, is conjunct Mercury, the messenger, and that allows you to speak love, to show appreciation through giving and gratitude. And so when you cherish others, you will be cherished in return. And it really magnifies your creativity and artistry because your mind is focused on being creative. So you want to spend time listening to the arts, enjoying the arts, and any contracts you have to sign or transactions, they're really favored when Venus and Mercury come together like this. Again, Venus being the ruler of this new moon. So communicate, speak, write, share in a positive, gentle, uplifting way. So much can be solved and brought into harmony when we communicate with wisdom and with meaning and in a graceful way. Now, as always, when you know your own numbers, like you may have a 5 in your code, you may have a 10-degree sun in your astrology, all these carry a very, very strong message for you. Just like Mercury, the messenger, comes together with Venus to be graceful and to be very generous and to speak with caring energy in a positive, gentle way. Your numbers also give you meanings, your astronumerology, your star code. So to learn more about you and how your star code evolves, just go to starcodeclass.com. It's a really fun discovery. It's a free class I created for you, and you can have lots of fun, which we're supposed to be having during this Libra new moon. So Libra is not only about love and romance, but about bringing your energy into balance through the creative process. And that's what Venus introduces. So a big, important part of this Libra new moon is that you need to use your imagination and create. So imagination and creation. The imagination needs to explore beyond boundaries because of Uranus. And because of Venus's 17 degrees sextile to Jupiter, what you create around this new moon will have a lasting impact on your life in a positive way. So this is about the stimulation of anything that you're enthusiastic about. Venus is also conjunct Mercury, as I said, so expressing yourself, sharing something beautiful, bringing beauty and love into play, awakening your inner artist, nurturing your inner artist. Be the Monet, be the Picasso, be the Georgia O'Keeffe in whatever you're creating. Imagine the intensity, the focus, the amazingness of the passion, and bring that into your communication, bring that into your creative process. Allow your imagination just to go beyond borders, just way into the galaxy. This aspect to Uranus is really an awakening that's happening. And so being creators, we all need to be creating our life the way we dream about. So this is your invitation to do that. These aspects with these planets that we have this time around are very inviting to show you that you are a creator. No matter what you focus on, no matter what your career is, you have an inner artist, and that inner artist is yearning to awake. So since Jupiter is also about gratitude, every day at some point you want to give gratitude to your teachers, your dear friends, the people who have inspired you, your children. So you want to celebrate the people who have filled your life with joy. And it doesn't matter when it happened. It could have happened many, many years ago. And it can be people you don't even know, like musicians, poets, dancers, coaches, co-workers. Appreciate your team, appreciate your colleagues. Thank everyone who believed in you at one point in your life and helped you along the way. Send love and healing to all of them. You have a lot more blessings in your life than you may realize. And it is so important to make this a daily gratitude prayer to help you just navigate those moments where, yes, things can feel like they're not going your way, but there's a reason for that. We are pushing, we are birthing, we have resistance when that happens, right? So this gratitude that Jupiter brings, Jupiter sextile to Venus, loving gratitude, is really a beautiful invitation to make a part of your daily routine. Now, another important relationship, and I alluded to this earlier, and this is really probably, in my book, the most important one to call in. Libra governs relationships, so that's why I'm mentioning this, is your connection to your spiritual guides. You have a spiritual team that cheers you on, and it's there for you at all times. And they cannot support, help, guide, facilitate unless you call on them. You have to call on them. So sometimes we forget because we're so ingrained in what we have to do day to day, practically. Things come up. It's the information age. We're inundated. But our guides are timeless and they will never leave us. You can call them guardian angels. You can give them whatever name you want. But we need to call on them. And I want you to start calling on them, if you don't do so already, every day, many, many times, because they can help you with anything. They can help you find a parking place. They can help you with, if there's traffic, like here in LA, we got a lot, getting you to your appointment on time. They can help you with spiritual inspiration. They can help you heal disharmony in a relationship. There's just so much. Any question, seriously, can be asked. So that relationship, that Libra relationship, that connection to your guides is something I'd really want you to focus on as a tip and takeaway. To me, it really is the most important one because it allows you to tune into your intuition and trust that connection to the divine. That's all it is, right? It's human nature to focus on sometimes what's not working, rather to embrace what is working. And no matter how your life looks at this moment, there is truly so much and so many people who have blessed your life. There are your guides who are there to serve you, to support you. And so the more good that you see, the more good things you will experience. So really, the more good things you see, the more good things you see. Right? Because you are actually tuning in to that very high vibrational, I am who I am because of what I am doing and feeling. That's what you're tuning into. So focusing on the good will in turn help you see the good and experience the good. So make this Libra new moon a beautiful, eternal connection to joy, to love, to gratitude, to your connection to the stars, to light. Libra, light, love, they all start with L. L reduces to 3. It's the 12th letter of the alphabet. And it is very much about creation, creativity, imagination, self-expression, joy, 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 and more joy. So I wish you a joyful Libra new moon. And I wish you a joyful discovery of who you are at the star code level. So be sure to go to starcodeclass.com, have that fun experience of discovering who you are. You will feel more joy as a result. Have an amazing, amazing experience. I'm going to sign off for now. And as always, it's been a pleasure sharing the star codes with you. Until next week, bye-bye for now.